Hello dear students, I welcome you again in second lecture of the basics of metal machining process. Today in this lecture I will analyze all the forces and correlate within these forces. We must now draw the 2D geometry of the orthogonal machining process, and in this 2D geometry how the chip is basically flowing and what are the forces acting on the chip by the workpiece as well as by the tool will be plotted in the merchant circle diagram. Let us draw here the 2D geometry of the chip formation. Let this is the workpiece and the machining is done by the tool, and the tool is inclined to the finished surface at clearance angle and inclined at the normal to the this finished surface at an angle of alpha, also known as the rake angle. Now let the chip is formulated here at the shear plane, and this chip is flowing with a constant velocity of Vc. So this is a continuous chip. The shear plane is inclined to the finished surface at an angle of phi. As we all calculated the relationship between the uncut thickness to the chip thickness, this is the chip thickness, this is T2, and we all know that this T1 upon T2 is the cutting ratio R. So this is known as the cutting ratio. Now the T2 is always greater than T1 by a factor of 4 to 5 times. So that means R is always less than 1 value. The reverse of this cutting ratio is called chip compression ratio. And this cutting ratio is also called chip thickness ratio. The relationship between the shear angle, cutting ratio and rake angle is tan phi equal to R cos alpha upon 1 minus R sin alpha. Now let us think about the forces that is acting on the chip. Now in this case there are certain assumptions that was done by the Ernst and Merchant in 1941. They assumed the theory of idealized single shear plane model. In continuous chip we assume that the chip is flowing at a constant velocity of Vc. Now the first assumption is that the chip is a rigid body and flowing at a constant velocity of Vc. Second assumption is that there is no secondary shear zone formation in contact with the tool. No sticking zone formation, no built up edge formation. Further, it is assumed that the chip is sliding over the rake surface with a constant coefficient of friction and constant velocity of Vc. So here the assumption is that the coefficient of friction remains constant Since we are analyzing the forces in orthogonal machining, so all condition of orthogonal machining must be fulfilled, and that means there is no side flow. Further, it is assumed that the workpiece is perfectly plastic. Another assumption is that the edge of the tool is ideally sharp, as we think that the chip is flowing at a constant velocity. It means that the resultant forces acting at the chip is 0. There is no external force acting on the chip. Then it can flow at a constant velocity. Since the chip surface are in contact at two places, first it is making a contact with the tool, that means the tool and chip contact length. Suppose a force is acting of magnitude r by the tool on the chip material, and second, suppose that the workpiece is applying a force r dash on the chip at the surface of shear plane. So now consider this is the r dash. Now since there are two forces, r dash that is acting on the chip by the workpiece and r that is applied by the tool on the chip. Since we have already assumed that the chip is flowing at a constant velocity, and this is only possible if r is opposite and equal to r dash, and also both forces are collinear, and that is why their line of action must be collinear, and there will be net resultant forces on the chip will be 0, and that will be the condition when the chip will flow at a constant velocity of this Vc. We know that the R is the force that is applied by the rake onto the chip. We have to break this force into the two components, one along the plane of the rake surface and another is the normal to the rake surface. Now let us represent the normal force as N, and the along the rake plane by the, this F is nothing but the frictional forces. The frictional forces is the force that acts against the flowing of the chip. That means this frictional force will resist the flow of the chip material, and since the chip is flowing in contact with the rake surface in upward direction with a velocity of this Vc, so now this force will act opposite to this direction of Vc. Now as we already know that whenever there is a frictional force, the relationship between the frictional force and the normal is nothing but the coefficient of friction. So that means coefficient of friction mu equal to F by N, and this angle is known as the friction angle. Suppose this angle is lambda, so that the relationship between this F upon N can be written as tan lambda. Now here consider again that a resultant force R dash is acting by the workpiece onto the chip. This again can be resolved into the two component. One is the normal to this shear plane. This can be written as Fn, and another force that is along the shear plane, and that will be known as the Fs shear force. So shear force means the force required to deform the material along the shear zone, and this is the primary shear zone. We have considered that there is only one shear zone, and that is the primary shear zone, and there is the assumption also that this is a thin plane. So naturally this Fs will be responsible for the shear deformation of the chip. This shear stress is inclined at a phi angle to the horizontal plane. These all four forces vary because the inclination of the shear plane as well as the rake angle vary due to the change in the cutting condition and the geometry of the tool. Therefore, there must be some other forces that should be calculated that remains invariant, that remains constant throughout the machining process. That forces are known as the cutting forces Fc, which remains parallel to the cutting velocity. Now cutting velocity is denoted here V, and that is the velocity of the workpiece relative to the tool. Now this Fc direction is along this is the force Fc parallel to this cutting direction, and there will be thrust force that will be the normal to the this cutting direction, cutting velocity. Now these two forces can be measured with the help of dynamometer. Now we will see that what will be the relationship between this cutting force Fc with the friction force and the shear force. The relationship between the Fc, F and Fs. This can be calculated by the concept of energy conservation, and here total work done or power consumption can be written as Fc into V. That can be written as the work done along this shear plane, and this can be written as the work force acting in the shear plane is Fs, and the velocity in the shear plane is the shear velocity Vs plus the work loss along this chip and tool contact surface. This can be written as F into chip velocity Vc. This factor F into Vc is the power loss. We already know that F upon N is mu. That means F equal to mu into N. If N is the normal force acting normal to the contact length of the chip and tool, then if coefficient of friction is greater, then this friction force will be also greater. And then what happens if this F is greater, then for the same chip velocity it will consume more and more energy as a frictional energy loss. Therefore, we have to work on this coefficient of friction by adding some machining or cutting lubricant or fluid. Suppose this is the tool. The tool is inclined at this clearance angle, that this is theta, and this tool is inclined normal to the finished surface at rake angle alpha. The friction force can be drawn parallel to this rake surface, as we know that this is the normal force and this is the friction force. So friction force is drawn at angle alpha. This is the resultant force R. Now this normal to this F is, this is the friction angle lambda. We know that there is a shear plane, and along the shear plane a force is acting, and that is the shear force. So let us draw the shear force, and further normal to this shear force, this is the force normal to the shear plane, and this is the shear force, and that shear force is inclined with the horizontal finished surface at angle phi. Further, the Fc, that is the cutting force, is parallel to the direction of cutting velocity, and so this is the direction of cutting force Fc, and normal to this cutting force Fc is the thrust force Ft. So this Fc is the cutting force, Ft is the thrust force, and we know that the resultant of this F and N is R. The resultant of this Fs and Fn is the R dash. Since both R and R dash are equal and opposite in direction and both are collinear, further we have also assumed that this Fc and Ft represent the same resultant force. Therefore, the tip of all these forces will coincide to the perimeter of a circle, and that is the virtual circle known as the Merchant circle diagram. This is the diameter of this circle, and we all know that from the concept of geometry this angle is 90 degree. This is the common line. So if this angle is phi, this angle will again be equal to the phi angle. This is the alpha angle, rake angle. Now this much of the angle will be 90 minus alpha. This angle is lambda, therefore this angle is 90 minus lambda. Total this angle is 90 minus alpha, this angle is 90 minus lambda. So this much of the angle will be lambda minus alpha. Now we want to calculate the relationship between the force Fc in terms of Fs and Fn. Let us draw a perpendicular line from here to here. Suppose this point is A, suppose this is B, this is O, C. Now this Fc in this figure equal to BA plus OA. Now OA can be written as Fs cos phi, the horizontal component of this force, because this is 90 degree. So Fs cos phi is equal to OA. Now let us take what will be the value of BA. Draw a line. Let us, this is Mn. This AB is equal to Mn. So Mn equal to Fn sin phi. This is Fn sin phi, and that is equal to AB. So we can write here AB or BA equal to Fn sin phi plus Fs cos phi. Now we want to calculate the value of Ft, thrust force, in term of Fn and Fs. Ft can be written as Mc minus Mb. This force can be written as Mc minus Mb. This Ft can be written as this Mc equal to Fn cos phi minus Mb. Mb is nothing but An, and this An equal to Fs sin phi. If you want to calculate the value of this Fn in terms of Fc and Ft, and this Fs in terms of Fc and Ft, Then there is a simple trick you need to apply. Multiply the first equation by sin phi, it will become fn sin square phi plus fs sin phi cos phi equal to fc sin phi, and multiply this equation by the cos phi, it will become fn cos square phi minus fs sin phi cos phi equal to ft cos phi. Sum both equation, it will be equal to fn sin square phi plus fn cos square phi. Take the common fn sin square phi plus cos square phi equal to 1. It can be written as fn equal to fc sin phi plus ft cos phi. Similarly, if you want to calculate here this fs term, then you again have to make this fs cos square phi, this you have to make fs sin square phi. Now you have to take the difference between the two equations, then you will get the value of this fs. Now you see that when we multiply this equation, fn sin phi plus fs cos phi equal to fc by the cos phi, it will become fn sin phi cos phi plus fs cos square phi equal to fc cos phi. Second is fn sin phi cos phi minus fs sin square phi, and that equal to ft sin phi. Now subtract the second equation from the first equation, you will get the fs equal to fc cos phi minus ft sin phi. Fs equal to fc cos phi minus ft sin phi. Now further we want to calculate the relationship between this friction force in terms of Fc and Ft. For this, draw a normal line from this point onto this F, and draw a parallel line from this point along the rake surface. This is O, A, B, C, this is D. As we know that this line is parallel to this line, and this is vertical line. As we already know, Ft in the vertical direction, this angle will be equal to rake angle of alpha, and we also here know that this angle is 90 minus alpha, so this angle will again equal to alpha. Now we here want to calculate the relationship of F in terms of Fc and Ft, cutting force and thrust force. This force F can be written as equal to this plus this value. So F can be written as OE plus EA. OE equal to Fc, this is the angle alpha, so Fc sin alpha will be equal to OE. So here OE equal to Fc sin alpha plus EA equal to this dB, and this dB equal to Ft, this horizontal component of this Ft force, so Ft cos alpha. this is force F. Let us calculate this normal force, normal to the chip tool contact length. This will be equal to N. This N is AB, and this is equal to, this can be written as CE minus this CD, and CE equal to the horizontal component of this FC. So FC cos alpha equal to CE minus CD equal to here FT sin alpha. Mu equal to F upon N. So it can be written as F equal to FC sin alpha plus Ft cos alpha upon Fc cos alpha minus Ft sin alpha. This is the coefficient of friction. Draw a line. We want to calculate the value of Fc in terms of F and N. So this Fc is equal to this value of OC, and this OC equal to, here let us take it as Mn. This is Mn, and this can be written as, this angle is alpha and this force is F. So the component of this F sin alpha will be equal to this An. So Mn first write in terms of Ma plus An. Now you see here that this angle is alpha, this will be 90 minus alpha, this is 90, so again this angle will be alpha. So Ma equal to N cos alpha plus An equal to this F sin alpha. Now if we want to calculate the value of Ft in terms of this F and N, so Ft is basically equal to this BC. So this is BC, and this BC equal to MC minus MB, and this MC can be written here equal to ON, and ON equal to F cos alpha. So this Ft equal to MC equal to ON, and ON equal to F cos alpha minus MB, and this MB equal to N sin alpha. In the previous slide we have applied a trick here to calculate the relationship between the different forces. There is another way that you can calculate the value of Fn and the value of Fs in terms of Fc and Ft. Draw a parallel line from here and draw a parallel line along this Fs. Let us assume this is as A, B, O, C. Draw a line normal from this to this line. So again let us, this value is D. This Fs, let us, it is also E. Now let us calculate this force Fs. This Fs force can be written equal to this value of OA minus AE. Here this is 90 degree. In triangle OBA, this OA equal to this FC, this component, horizontal component of FC. So Fc cos phi is nothing but OA. So you can write this here, Fc cos phi minus AE. AE is equal to BD, and BD is equal to this force is Ft. So Ft sin phi is this BD. So Ft sin phi. This Fn can be written as CD plus DE, and this CD can be written as Ft cos phi plus DE can be written as equal to AB. Fc sin phi is AB. So it can be written as Fc sin phi. So this is the value of Fn. Suppose there is a term given that power consumption, then you know that the power consumption is equal to Fc into V. V is basically can be calculated in turning operation. If suppose there is a turning operation, then it can be calculated by the pi dn by 60. If suppose that d is the diameter, n is the rpm, rotation per minute, divided by 60 to calculate the rotation per second. All units are in mks. Then if you know the Fc value, then you can calculate the value of R, and this R can be directly calculated by the Fc square plus Ft square. Now you know the R value. If you know the R, remember that this R is equal to R dash. If you know the R value, then you can calculate the other forces. Suppose that in this triangle, the relationship between the R and Fc is equal to R cos this lambda minus alpha. If the coefficient of friction is given, then from that coefficient of friction, the lambda can be calculated mu equal to tan lambda. And if you know the alpha rake angle is given, then you can calculate the value of R from directly from this equation. Ft, this Fs equal to R cos of this angle. This angle is phi plus lambda minus alpha. So it can be written as R cos phi plus lambda minus alpha. And similarly, Fn equal to R sin phi plus lambda minus alpha. Again the value of this F equal to this angle, you know that this is the 90 minus lambda. So that means F equal to R sin lambda, and similarly n equal to R cos lambda. So by calculation of the simply R, you can calculate, you can resolve all the forces. So this is the simplest way. If you can draw the merchant circle diagram and you know how to calculate the Fc by the power, then you can calculate all the forces. Remember, there is the relationship between the tan phi equal to R cos alpha upon 1 minus R sin alpha. So from this equation, if you know the alpha, then you can calculate the phi if the chip thickness ratio you know. Now in next lecture, I will discuss about the relationship between the different angle, and one important equation is the Ernst and Merchant equation, that is 2 phi plus lambda minus alpha equal to pi by 2. And there is a second equation given by Merchant again in terms of machining constant, that is 2 phi plus lambda minus alpha equal to Cm. Cm is machining constant, and you know that phi is shear angle, alpha you know rake angle, lambda you know friction angle. So keep watching my lecture, and if you find the content really useful to you, really helpful to you, please subscribe my channel as given in the link. Thank you so much. See you again.